Hey guys, let's get more news about F1, but first, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Norris holds back, only then will we know where we stand. Lando Norris starts the 2025 Formula One season as the clear-cut favorite for the world title. The McLaren Briton himself seems to be keeping a small guard up. "I'm excited to get the 2025 season started in Melbourne," Norris stated ahead of the Australian Grand Prix. "It's a special track for me as this was where I made my debut with McLaren back in 2019. This circuit has been good to us in the past, and hopefully, we've carried our momentum from 2024 into this year. We had a productive test, but we won't know where we stand until qualifying on Saturday." Norris says nothing about a first potential world title, but he does have an idea of how the season will go. "I think this should be a very exciting season with a lot of close racing. There's going to be a lot of competition, which should hopefully make it exciting for the fans to watch. I'm ready to get the season started." Teammate Oscar Piastri must be as ambitious as his teammate. For him, the start of the season is also his home Grand Prix. "Walking down the Melbourne Walk and receiving so much positive energy is a moment that always gives me goosebumps. The support I received back in Melbourne is phenomenal and it still feels surreal to have so many fans shouting my name. I'm a little bit biased, but the atmosphere at Albert Park is always off the charts, and with it being the season opener, I'm sure it's going to be even bigger and better. It's the first race I look for when the calendar comes out and the one that means the most. I'm a very proud Australian and I can't wait to go racing in my home country and hometown in front of all the home fans," Piastri concluded. F1 2025, driver lineups, rookies analyzed by Anthony Davidson ahead of Australian Grand Prix. The Formula One field has undergone a drastic change for 2025 with 10 drivers racing for new teams, not least Lewis Hamilton switching to Ferrari. Hamilton's arrival at Ferrari is arguably the biggest driver transfer in F1 history as he replaces Carlos Sainz, who has joined Williams. Replacing Hamilton at Mercedes is 18-year-old Italian Kimi Antonelli, one of 6 drivers making their full season debut, with Liam Lawson becoming Max Verstappen's teammate at Red Bull in another intriguing move. Haas' Oliver Bearman, Alpine's Jack Doohan, Racing Bull's Isaac Hadjar and Sauber's Gabriel Bortolito are the other rookies on the grid. Elsewhere, Esteban Ocon has replaced Nico Hülkenberg at Haas, with the latter joining Sauber. With so many changes, we spoke to Sky Sports F1's Anthony Davidson to give his expert analysis on each driver lineup. "I love this driver lineup. It's young, it's fresh, and with that brings committed, spirited driving. It often brings a few downsides, like we saw last year, a few sticky moments between Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri. But the team have just about got on top of that now. You could see the surprise in quite a young team last year. It's a problem, but a nice problem to have. Naturally, great drivers arrive at a great team, and I think this year you could be seeing a few more moments arise where, if they are in the most competitive car and there's a bit of a gap between them and others, we know that they run each other hard and it suddenly becomes much more personal in that inter-team battle between the drivers. That's definitely one to watch. When push comes to shove, Piastri has this inbuilt, steely confidence. Lando, it seems, has to convince himself a bit more, but is an exceptional driver and is coming into the peak of where he will get to as a racing driver, and he's my tip to become world champion this year. This will be the year Lando comes of age and is the driver to beat. I still can't get used to seeing Lewis Hamilton in red, it seems so strange after all these years. His arrival at Ferrari is huge news. It's headline-grabbing content. Whatever they do, that combination of Hamilton and Ferrari is stuff that dreams are made of. That electricity Charles Leclerc brings to any racetrack is so exciting to watch. I think it will rejuvenate Lewis, and that's what he needed. He's the type of driver that can reinvent himself from one year to the next, and this whole change of environment and culture will play to those strengths. I do expect some fireworks from Lewis this year. Even though, At some points in the last couple of years at Mercedes, it seemed like it stagnated a bit, he was just a bit subdued, but I think this could be that rejuvenation he's looking for. If, or when, he does deliver, it will obviously be so good for himself and the team, but also for the sport because Hamilton at Ferrari is global, headline-grabbing stuff. Liam Lawson's brief is simple. If I was team boss there, I would be looking for Liam to bag more points that Sergio Perez did from halfway through last year to the end of the year. But maybe the team want more, maybe the fans want more and to see Max Verstappen challenged, but that's a tall order if you're going up against the best in the business right now. As things get tougher with the closing competition, you'll see Max get even more out of himself in those moments and therefore the goalposts move even more for someone like Liam. Liam knows this is make or break. Your career's come to this point where you're on this plateau, it's now time to deliver, and if you do, you're going to be in F1 for a long time, but I'm sure he's fully aware that many have tried and many have failed, alongside Max. Lando Norris makes Lewis Hamilton declaration as Ferrari's title bid assessed. Lando Norris reckons championship glory for Lewis Hamilton at Ferrari would be the icing on the cake as he evaluated the Scuderia's title chances. Norris and McLaren head to the season-opening Australian Grand Prix as respective title favourites following a strong pre-season test where the Briton put in a particularly eye-catching long run on the second day. This was a stunningly quick race simulation, with Ferrari slotting into second place as new driver Hamilton continues to get up to speed with his new team. Norris and Hamilton have never battled for a world championship title and have only had fleeting skirmishes on track, but the McLaren driver feels Hamilton could cap his career by delivering a first driver's title to Maranello since 2007 and break the joint record of 7 he holds with Michael Schumacher at the same time. It would be incredible to see Lewis win in red with Ferrari, Norris told NBC Sports. It would make him the best driver ever in Formula One and the most successful, he pretty much is that, but topping it off winning an 8th world championship, with Ferrari, would be the icing on the cake. I would love to see it, but they are both incredibly quick drivers. I rate Charles Leclerc very highly and have a lot of respect for him and his talent. He is one of the fastest drivers in Formula One. Ferrari is a team that you can never doubt. They've probably been the most competitive team over the last October 20th, 30 years, they're always at the top, so you can never doubt them. Last year, they were on a similar trend to us, but we managed to catch and overtake them in that trend, but they've also been improving a lot lately. They've had a lot of refreshes in the guy running the team and they've been able to improve, so I am expecting good competition, but also from Mercedes, and I also expect Red Bull to be good. But the form Ferrari had at the end of last year, they were probably our biggest competitors more so than Red Bull, so I am excited to up against the team in red because they're an incredible team, and to go up against Charles and Lewis will be exciting too. And you, fan? What do you think about Lando Norris' situation? Write to us in the comments.